and family regained in the unknown world of the Cape Flats turf wars. Four Corners opens in movie theatres around the country on the 28th of this month. In our studios in Cape Town, we are joined by the director Ian Gabriel. But before then, before we speak to him, let's take a look at the trailer.
Who is this?
It's the king. The king lives forever.
Nothing so ever. Is daar nie vakansie? I'm letting him go.
Chef, mate. Ik word daar was in die vuur ook en nou sê hy, oh. Nou, hy is korrek, ja. Voordat jy dollars aan het sy is.
There's nothing to keep me here, really. I haven't spoken to my father for 5 years.
He knew you were there. In spirit.
Ag, in the sister territory.
Lee Marvin?
Well, it's Farrakhan now.
I heard you went to prison.
Catch me in jail.
Mijn ma zei die dode kinders gezien. En die bos en die vuur.
Hey, hij was op de TV, man.
Hoe zit die TV nie?
Namila, ken jy Daniel 9:24?
There's a paradise prophecy. And the king will lead his followers.
Four Corners, that is the name of the film that you just saw. It is a trailer. Joining us from our Cape Town studios, it's director Ian Gabriel. Ian, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I mean, the first thing that catches me about Four Seasons is the language. How did you get that right to make sure that it's so close to what South Africans are used to in the Cape Town turf?
Four Corners is, we developed the language together with the actors. And improvised a lot with the actors in advance of shooting. Also, we had a lot of non-actors in the film. So we worked with the actors and the non-actors together.
Yeah.
And developed the performance, developed the language. There's a lot of Sabela, there's Tsotsitaal, there's Afrikaans, there's English. It's the way people talk. Everyone, it's a mix of languages.
Yeah. What drew you to the Four Corners story?
Well, you know, I was interested in having a conversation about what's happening in the Cape Flats. Every week in the paper, sometimes every day, we hear about gang war, about what's happening to young people, especially in the Cape Flats, and also in other marginal areas around the country. So I wanted to have a conversation about that, and a movie is a very good way to have a conversation with the society. At the same time, I wanted to tell a story that was interesting and entertaining. So we decided to tell a positive story about a young boy who's coming of age in the flats and who's got a choice between family and the gangs and how he makes that choice, what moves he makes to sort out his life.
Now, the story deals with some of the issues affecting, many South African families, gang wars, absent fathers. How were you able to tell the different stories without losing the real message of the film?
Well, one of the ways we did that was by telling more than one story. The movie has 4 threads that run through it, so they all deal with family in different ways. Because family is really the thing that's at the center of most people's lives. And then we dealt with a girl who's come back from England to bury her father, who's died. We dealt with a guy who's trying to remake his family. We dealt with a young boy who's looking for family life, although he doesn't know it. He thinks he's looking for the gangs. We dealt with a gang leader whose family has been hurt by loss. They've lost their son to a serial killer. So all these stories are all about family, and they all come together around one conclusion.
Now, your leads are Brandon Daniels and Lindiwe Matshikiza. How difficult was casting them, and what makes them such believable characters in Four Corners?
Well, Lindiwe is interesting because Lindiwe is originally from England. She came here as a young girl. She's the daughter of John Matshikiza and the granddaughter of Todd Matshikiza. We wrote this part for someone who's lived in the Cape Flats and then gone to study in England, become a doctor, and has now returned because of circumstances, because her father has died. So there was a big link between Lindiwe's real life and the life of the character, and we drew a lot on that real life, which is always the strongest way to develop a performance. With Brendan, he's well known in the Cape, and he's worked a lot in the Cape. He's dealt with films about, or stories about, the Number Gang before. It's the first time he's played a lead in a movie, and he was fantastic as well. He really built his character around the environment we created by being in the flats. We shot everything in the flats.
Yeah.
We also cast a young boy named Jesse Skay as the young boy who's coming of age. It's his first time on film, and he developed a fantastic performance. He's a real listener, and he listens very well in both to direction and in the film.
All right.
And you can feel like he's a young boy coming of age who's trying to find his way in life.
All right. Ian Gabriel, thank you so much for talking to us. Looks very, very interesting. He's the director of a South African film, Four Corners, which is being released in South Africa on the 28th of this month.